Okay, we're going to be watching a replay by BeatByFish, where they're going to play Orisa and Sigma for most of this match, but they open as Ryan for, I think, their first life. I was inspired to play Ranked after watching/reading a bunch of Adder's VOD reviews. I have 150 hours on Ranked, thank you. I'm appreciative that you find them useful and you watch them. I mainly play tank/support because my mechanics are still really rough, but I really would appreciate any advice on how I can improve as I try to climb the ranks. This was a frustrating loss because I know if I played just a little better, we could have won it. The team was good, but some questionable decision making and poor mechanics on my end, I think, made the difference. There are a lot of moments where I didn't know what the right move was, like when Genji was in my backline, our team was fighting in spots I couldn't really get to. I think if my accuracy just slightly better, I could climb higher if I made better decisions. So if you guys can help me out with that, I greatly appreciate it. Yeah. So this is Silver 5 on PC. On Eichenwalde, I would also add that at 150 hours, you're considered very much like new to the Overwatch game still, which is kind of crazy for like most other games. Like 150 hours would be like I've already beaten the game 3 times, but for like multiplayer games like Overwatch, I think that's you're just scratching the surface, which is cool, right? It's great that you decided to play ranked. I'm happy that I was able to inspire you to play because I think ranked is really cool. I think it's a great to challenge yourself and it's fun. So let's watch and see how we can help out. All right, you check where your team is, which is great. I try to fire strike the door at start because even at upper levels, people are lazy and they'll just walk out the front and you can just get a free fire strike and build ulti. Every fire strike now gives you, I don't know, it's like 5% ult charge. So if you imagine you hit like 2 people, that's 10% ult charge. Farming ult as Ryan is very, very important. Shatter is probably one of the most consistent and best ultis in the game, and you can farm it pretty quickly. So you can pretty much always win a fight with a Shatter. So farm Shatter, like you should think as Ryan, how fast can I farm Shatter? Because you're often, especially as Ryan in the current meta, where I think he's on the weaker side, you'll run into situations where you literally cannot win a fight without Shatter. Just because his regular kit right now, I think is kind of a little underpowered. So one thing to note is when there is a Genji, the Genji's always going to try to deflect your fire strike because Genjis want to farm ult as well. In some way similar to Ryan, Genjis have trouble getting kills, especially after the recent nerfs. So they really just farm for Blade. So the reason why the Genji deflects your Fire Strike is not just to prevent damage to his team. He's trying to bounce the Fire Strike back through you and your team to farm ult charge, right, from the damage from the reflected Fire Strike. So I think that generally means, obviously, if you see him use deflect, Fire Strike away. If you see that he doesn't have deflect and he's standing in the front like this, try to bait it or have somebody else bait it. So for example, throw Fire Strike, but throw it like way above his head or to the side where he can't get to it, and he might instinctively deflect. I wouldn't worry too much about it, though. I think the number one thing is don't get it deflected through your whole team, which both damages them, because they're a lot, it's like, what, 90, 100 damage right now? It deflects through your whole team and gives them a ton of ult charge. So just be wary of that, right? So right there where he deflects that, and then you immediately take the Fire Strike right back. Right, the first one, oh, I think does he deflect both? That shouldn't happen ever. At most, he just should deflect one. Right, he's still deflecting right now. Don't throw this Fire Strike. This Fire Strike is too early. You need to wait another like half second because you should not have eaten that second Fire Strike. First Fire Strike, fine, whatever it is, what it is, right? I think that's okay for him to deflect that there because there isn't anything for him to really hit at that angle, right? If he wants to deflect, play a cycle over here. Like if he wants to deflect this Fire Strike, this is fine because there's nothing there. I think this is actually a good Fire Strike because he's not going to get any value here. And all you did was use a Fire Strike charge. This second Fire Strike is a big problem because he's going to deflect it. It goes through you, right? And then doesn't hit anything else, but could have. All right. So Genji dies right away. Great. He's a fool. Yep, shouldn't do that. Well, once deflect is over, he had to get the cover. You are way too extended, okay? Play corners. Really, really important on basically all heroes. Play corners. There's no corner here. Like, this is not safe for you. This is their side of the map. Because if you go around this corner, like, yeah, you have the Mega, but your supports can't get to you. So they're just going to trap you in here and kill you. So your perspective is you can only play here, maybe here, but, like, realistically here, or further back by the car. Okay? This corner, I think, is default right here, is where you should be playing as a brawl-type tank. This is too far forward, and you could die here. Right? So you're trying too hard, I think, to try to do something against the enemy team, but they can't really do anything right now. You know what I mean? Like, they're not making any appreciable progress towards the point. Like, the res is happening, but the res is around the corner. Like, you can't stop or contest this. The Orisa's shooting at you. Just play back. You don't need to shield right now. There's nobody's going to instantly die. Just play back. And let your team attack. I know it feels weird at times where you're like, oh, I got to be doing something. Nah, you don't. In this situation, until they're at the choke, you don't need to do anything as Ryan. Just chill. So you walk too far forward right here. Again, you get slept by the Ana right now, and then grenaded, and then it's lights out for you. You really, when there's Ana, you have to track all of her abilities like ultimates. That's one of the best pieces of advice I got for Ryan, especially back when Ryan Ana was meta, is track all of her abilities. Unless you see her use sleep or grenade, play much more carefully, because either of those abilities can almost instantly result in your death. Not alone, obviously, but in combination with the team. If you get slept in the wrong place or you get grenaded when you're not full health or don't have cover, you will die. So you're playing much too far ahead. Just play right here. Right here is fine. You're also feeding a lot of ult charge right now with them just constantly attacking you. Right? See, now you got in purple, now they push into you, and then you die. So again, like totally avoidable, right? All you have to do, again, it's not your job to play up there. Just back up, play the corner. Always think, do I have a corner here? Don't stay in the open of any open road, if at all possible. This choke is a much better place to defend. Okay, you die, you come back as Sigma, which is fine. I mean, I don't think Ryan is strictly a problem. If anything, second point is typically about vertical control. So I like playing dive type heroes here, like Diva, Winston, etc. I think Brawl can still work here. I think Poke can work here. On defense, I think pretty much anything works. On offense, I think you almost always have to go dive. You usually get one chance to brawl, and after that, they get set up and it's bad for you. Okay, it's good that you open with Rock, because attacking with orbs could result in death for your Ana if he has deflect. I think you should have thrown shield here. Once you realize right here, I honestly would have opened with Rock, understanding, because I saw the Genji dash through the Ana right to left, so I assume he's going to come back for the Ana, right? There's no Genji that's going to dash through and be like, oh, let me just kill this other, like he's going to confirm the kill on the Ana, who's purple. So I would immediately start Rock, because I know he's going to peek right now. Then do that, and I put up shield right now, or grass to make sure my Ana doesn't die behind me, because you see the Orisa's still trying to kill your Ana, who is extremely low. He didn't shield a grass there, which is unfortunate. Yep, try to go for the kill. Yeah, stay on that. It's a mechanics issue, right? This isn't really an aim problem. Like nobody's really hitting directs here. But when he comes down, you have to step forward right now, because you know he's gonna run away, right? He's probably gonna run to this door, most likely. Very tiny chance he runs here, but most likely he runs to this door. So you want the orbs to explode right here. But look where they actually are gonna end up exploding. You see how it's short? All you had to do was step 1 meter forwards and shoot both of those orbs, and you would have gotten this kill. It's not an aim issue. Like, your aim's on target. You just need to know the distance of Sigma. You can't contest. You're down 2, right? Play safe. Most important thing is not to die right now. Dying right now will result in a huge stagger. You must recognize that you only have 3 team members right now, and 2 are spawning. By the way, default position for here is this spot. Is typically default. I think that you can play up here if all 5 are available, but if not all 5 are available, you probably want to play here. There's also a possibility of playing up here, especially as Sigma, who can put some pressure on the team. So you should think, okay, is there any way I can farm ult charge? I would feel more comfortable here going in and like spamming this and like bouncing him off the walls and playing back, because I'm just very confident that there's no way that they could stop me or disable me. At your level, you might want to play safer and just be careful. Because again, think about farming ult charge. Always think about farming ult charge for every single hero. So first thing is, again, you're really far away from cover. Like if your shield and grass get forced out, you could die before you get back. Play back. Play further back. And then you can use your shield and your body to help block shots for the rest of your team. Don't shoot Genji and deflecting. Okay. So let's think about what your goal here is right now. First of all, you're still down 2. I think they're coming back, but I don't think they're here yet. Yeah, so your Hanzo's still coming up. So about to be there, and your Ana is almost in line of sight. So basically, virtually 5 on 5. Unless it gets really intense, you're basically 5 on 5 right now. All your goal is force out cooldowns, burn people down, see if you can get a kill, help your team get a kill. Okay? But eventually, you're going to have to stop this cart. You do not want this cart to go past this corner without a team fight having been forced. And when I say team fight, I mean a committed fight by both sides where people die and there's a clear winner or loser. The worst thing you can do here is just kind of slowly give up space and then result in the cart just continually moving, but you end up getting pushed back. So to do that, you want to put yourself in the best position to win that inevitable team fight. By the way, the reason why you want to force that fight is so that you can get another fight over here and possibly a third fight over here. This is a very long point. If you just give up space, you might only get 1 or 2 fights, depending on how much space you give up. So again, I want to burn people down. Who do I want to burn down? Whoever I can, right? That Junkrat that you're targeting is too far away for you to really go after them, right? Like that, watch where this orb is going to land. So this gets here. First of all, the Junkrat can still avoid this by going on the outside edge of the doorway. But you see how far forward you have to go to do this? This is a very dangerous position now because they can walk into you. Because you really need to play like way back here. So don't worry about that Junkrat. It's not your job to stop him that far away. That's like way in the flank. So after that, just attack where you want. Attacking the tank is okay, right? Especially Sigma, attacking the tank is okay. This rock, I wish he hit the Genji. I would be careful about just throwing rock randomly. I think rock is a long cooldown, so I would save it for when you see an opportunity. Right? When the Genji, for example, starts deflecting, great time to throw rock. He starts deflecting after you throw rock, which is a mistake. But okay, and then right here, you've given up some space, which is okay, right? Because again, I don't even think you should be playing that far forward anyway. I think you should be playing the corner. And then you get down to 420, and then start grasping. You don't need to do this. Like, you're fine. You're totally fine. You're very safe. You still have a full shield or nearly full shield. You don't need to grasp right now. Don't have your grasp get forced out that easily. Okay. See, now I think this is a good shield to shield off, but the problem is they're going to be able to shoot the shield without your team being able to use it. I think that you still want to give up like a little more space and then put the shield once they step up to here. But I think it's okay. I think just probably throw it a little later. All right, Orisa overextends, gets killed. Again, let's watch for a second to help understand why these tips like kind of make sense. I'm gonna show this from the Orisa's perspective and talk as though I was selecting the Orisa. Okay, so she comes out. Her goal is to push you. I should recognize, hey, you're out of position here. Put more pressure on you. Okay, dodges rock. She uses Fortify as a counter against rock, which is like generally okay, but in this situation I wouldn't, because even if she hits me here, like even the Sigma hits me, like I get healed up right away. I would just rather eat this rock and save Fortify. So she'll be pressuring you, pressure, right? And right now, just kind of waiting. So the Orisa should be playing right here, because you see the Orisa could shoot you without being shot by the rest of your team, right? That's where the Orisa should be playing. And then Orisa uses spin to spin into you, but this is a bad idea, right? All four here plus a turret can shoot me, and my team cannot heal me because it's through a shield. Even if they could heal me, I don't think that this is a good fight for me, because I've wasted all my defensive cooldowns, right? I have no spin and I have no fortify. So what's going to happen? Just get blown up. And so that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to talk you through from your perspective to understand, why did the Orisa die there? The Orisa died because she wasted her abilities and just got killed. She wasted her abilities and walked out into the open. And as a result, she died. And that's why I'm telling you to be very careful with grasp, shield, rock, all of it. I think you're generally playing okay. Yeah, I think you're like, wait, why am I not getting healed? Which is good. I think just turn back, chill for a second, confirm where your team is. So a lot happens here. First of all, I don't necessarily agree with this Nano. I don't think Sigma's a good Nano target. I've said this like a million times. Even if people were good aim as Nano, I don't think Sigma is a strong Nano target. He's an okay Nano target. He's not a strong Nano target because of his inability to get consistent damage and get kited. I think going for rock here was okay. As soon as you get Nano, I would throw shield up, because I know the Ana's gonna want to sleep me. Why? Because she doesn't want to fight a Nano Sigma, right? Sleep is high value. I throw down shield, and then I can kill this Ana. To be honest, I actually think I probably would have spent more time targeting the cart, because there's so many people bunched here. Even if I'm not directing them, just bouncing it here. Splashes on orbs do 40 damage each. So that's 80 damage to 3 heroes, which is 240 damage per shot. Right? If I do splash, 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 they have to leave the cart and get into the open for my team to kill them or the turret to kill them. But yeah, so here, you should have thrown shield right away. You get slept. Does anybody wake you? Nope. That's unfortunate. Junkrat kills your back line. Not much you can do about that, obviously, because you're sleeping. Though again, if you didn't get slept, this wouldn't have happened. Right? If like I said, you just played the right side of the cart here and just kind of spam the people back here and track that Junkrat, you could have stopped this from happening. So again, you land these good shots on the Ana, right? Really good shots on the Ana right there. Pow pow. She only has 100 health right now. You should step forward to make sure or 75 health. You should make sure to splash into her. So you see how you're just short on both of these shots after that. They do like a little bit of damage, but not as much as they could, right? Really good shots. and then you can see that the next two are short. Like if they damage her, it's only by a little bit. Right? Both of them miss, in fact. So you just have to get used to the distance that orbs go. Okay, Orisa spins early. I'm happy, like, if she spins like that, so Rock goes through spin. So I would just pop Rock right away and force Fortify. Because then I know after that she has no Fortify and she has no spin, and then you can kill her. Okay, it's an easy Rock. Good shots from the Orisa. I think this is perfectly fine. This is what you're doing, right? Just burn the tank down. Nobody else available, burn the tank. So you saw this Junkrat over here. Right now, you see that he's got basically 30 health. You should have tried to kill him. You should have turned and fired the orbs into here. Orisa dies. I think you should generally spam your orbs more. There's like, you're shooting them like at 90 or 80% of the rate at which you could. Shoot them more. Sig ammo is infinite. Like, there's no heat gauge or reload or anything, so just shoot them like all the time. Again, not your job. Yeah, not your job to deal with that. You don't want to overextend here. So this is kind of the problem with when you play a hero that lacks vertical mobility. They're clearly like, hey, we're not getting through the Sigma. Let's just go high ground and take it for ourselves. This is a good strategy. This is what I would do if I were them. What do you do here? It's complicated. I think it's like, can I get any value down here? If I can't, I have to go up top. All right, and this is one of the reasons I say that playing a Sigma on top is good. I think that with the benefit of foresight, I think after you won the previous fight, right now, you should have taken the opportunity to rotate high ground, right? Go this way and then up, or don't forget there's a stairway here and go up. And then you can play from here and attack, attack, attack. And if they try to come high ground, you can peel them. And if they stay low ground, then you can drop and deal with it. So I think that is what you should have done ideally, is stay high ground. Because again, you can always drop from high to low. You cannot go from low to high quickly. Now that the fight's happening up top, I think that I probably go high ground, because I've seen enough of them go up that I probably want to go up here and just ignore this Orisa. Is that true? Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say. I think that your decisions are all kind of rough here. It is also reasonable to try to stay here and fight the Orisa and just stall the cart, but my fear would be my team's going to lose up here, and then I'm going to lose the backline anyway. I think the right call is to go up and just give up this space right now. Alright, so you have Flux right now. So when you go backwards, don't go backwards in a straight line. This is why this Javelin's so easy. You just go backwards in a straight line. See? So right now you're zigzagging, which is good. Now you're going backwards in a straight line, and that straight now is why the Javelin's very easy. Always zigzag when you go backwards. So you get hit. Alright, you see, again, you don't really need grasp right now. It's just the Orisa shooting at you, and she's not actually shooting at you anymore. You see how she's turned to the left when you pop this grasp, which is unfortunate timing. But even if she was shooting at me, I don't think I pop grasp here, because I know my Ana's back there the whole time, so I'm not so worried about dying. You know what I mean? Like, you still have shield, you still have grasp. You can wait until you get a little lower. There's not like an Ashe here who's about to shoot you in the head, or a Widow. I think you can wait a little bit longer, A. B, you see this happening right now, so you should immediately try to throw shield out to protect your Torb. Because clearly the Orisa thinks that she can kill the Torb, so you should rescue your Torb. What's going on back here doesn't matter so much. It's too far away for you to do anything. Like, blades are activated, I think you just focus on what's going on in the cart. I will say, it's hard for me to hear because my sound's like so low. But when Nano Blade gets activated, a really strong counter is Flux. Right, so you're attacking. Right, Blade starts, immediately turn. Well, I would say pop shield. I think one of the best tips I've ever heard for Sigma is always use shield before popping ulti. Pop shield, turn, activate ulti, then move it over your supports. And then wait for the Genji to dive in and then lift the Genji. Is very, very strong. It's a really strong counter against Blade. If you're really good at the timing, you can actually do it before he even gets a swing. But you have crazy good with timing. So looking at the actual Flux, you do it, but you do it far too late. So what's happening here is it kind of like runs a line between you and the target, and so you kind of collide it into this guy. So you need to turn to the right to get it into this open space. Unfortunate, because you lifted him there, he probably dies. Missed the rock, unfortunate. At this point, you should just die. You're down 4, right? Just die right away. Don't try to live. So don't go backwards, go forwards. Right? Just go forwards towards the cart and die, because you want to get one more fight here. I'm going Orisa here is a good call because the time for poke is over. You're gonna have to go down out a very small choke to contest this. I think going Orisa was a smart call here. You're off 2, really unfortunate. Oh, very, very good kill. I think you need to spin earlier. I'm looking at this. So you pause a little bit as well. Right there. And when it's going to be this close, like your timing is too precise. Like you have to be booking it. I think arguably I actually probably would have spun out the door right away to get myself a chance to have a second spin in time for the point. Because as it stands, you're just not going to have enough time. I think stopping to kill this Junkrat was the right call. I think you basically have to kill him to give yourself a chance. But like you're not fast enough with the spin now, and then you can't get this point, so now it's irrelevant. So this is a great time where it is a good idea to pop Fortify. So Fortify, again, gives you 75 health now, down from 125. It also effectively doubles your health because you take 50% damage. So one thing to think about is the more health I have, the better the doubling is. But I don't want to use Fortify when I don't need it. So it's kind of like a there's like a push-pull type situation for what the timing is. So the real question is, how much are they going to keep attacking me after I pop Fortify? In this situation, they're obviously going to try to kill you. You know what I mean? Like if I was them, I'd try to kill me right now. I'd pop Fortify right now. I'm purple. I'm close to them. They have 2 supports and a DPS right here, or a tank right here. They're going to try to kill me. I'm going to pop Fortify. Right? You take way too much damage here, and you don't use spin, and you don't use Fortify. I don't know if you're intentionally trying to die there, but I think you can live. Like you can easily live in this situation because the door's not going to be down. You just killed the Junkrat. They have these 3 right here trying to fight. I think that you could pop spin here and get out. You could pop Fortify here and get out. You can do Fortify and spin. You shouldn't have died here because that would have allowed you to hold them right here for a longer period of time and force another one team fight here, then the second one over here, and the final one on the point. So instead of getting 3 team fights, you're only going to get 2 now. Right. So when you throw Javelin, immediately start shooting. Like hold down left click right after this. That way you start your shots. In fact, you can shoot them even before the Javelin finishes hitting them, before it even hits the target. Like right here, already be holding it down, and your shots will be in the air. Always assume your Javelin shot will hit, and shoot as though the shot will hit. So I'm firing head level here, down range. Okay, but you see, you wait to see if the Javelin impacts, and then you start shooting. Another thing is, after you start shooting, it's very obvious here that the Orisa is going to go to the left. Right? Like she's like, oh, I got Javelin, I'm at half health, the team's coming out of spawn, my team's over there. She's clearly going to run to the left. My mouse would already be tracking to the left and trail her head as she runs to the left, and you can get kills that way. Right? You see right here, you like sort of go back for the body, but again, it was easy headshots because you just predictively, like logically, you can guess where she is going. Alright, so in the Orisa matchup, again, you want to bait out spin, you want to bait out Fortify. The good news is you've already baited Fortify, so I just want to chill for a second. Right? Chill, just chill. So I don't want to fight this quite yet. Right? Wait. Okay. I think the spin in now, I kind of want to match her spin with my spin. Because I just don't want to take any more damage. And then after this ends, now pop Fortify and kill her. Yeah, pop Fortify and kill her. So you're just not really aggressive enough here at this moment in time, recognizing that you have a huge, like, who's going to win, right? A 600 health Orisa, or rather a 500 health Orisa, or a 1200 health Orisa? Because that's the difference between Fortify and not Fortify. You know what I mean? Without Fortify, you have what, 550? Yeah, 550, right? With Fortify, you have 1100 health plus the 75 bonus. So 650 plus 75, 625. Yeah, it's 1250. So it's 1250 health Orisa versus 550 health Orisa. Obviously, you're going to win if you have Fortify and she doesn't. So even if your aim is a third worse, you're still going to win. So your perspective here is once you pop Fortify, commit right now to kill Orisa or anybody, right? This is like the critical moment as a tank where you have to carry. Like, this is your moment to shine. Like, you've done all the pieces right to bait the abilities. Now, you must get the kill. You must kill someone or this fight is over. Right? Because after this, if you don't kill her, she's going to get Fortified back up, and the opposite situation will happen where she'll have an advantage over you. So you must absolutely just hammer. Yeah, I mean, even if you want to target the Orisa, I think it's tricky in this situation because you don't actually have any other good targets. Nope. shoot. So she slept right now. It's like you could go for backline, but that goes around the corner. I think it is the right call here to just burn down the Orisa, especially with the whole team here, and presumably Anna Grenade will be coming, because I haven't seen Anna Grenade yet, so I would assume that she's going to get purpled. So I would just like full commit on the Orisa. I would walk into her face like point blank and shoot her head, because you want to kill her as fast as you possibly can, right? So aim up, got to aim way up right now. And see how you're backing out? This is a mistake. This is not the time to back out. You should commit into the Orisa, right? Just go right up so that you can't miss, and then just track her head as best you can. If you miss the head, get headshots. Get body shots rather, right? So now she's purple. You see the Anna's super low. I would definitely spend a second to just wiggle, 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 and then Anna's dead. All right. I mean, good enough. Again, I think you could have gotten more. I think you could have gotten 2 kills there easily instead of just 1. But well, I mean. Yeah, I don't know why she's trying to rest there, but great. Shoot the Genji, right? When he's finished with deflect, shoot him, right? Farm ulti. Always look like right there. You could have just farmed more ulti. You could have thrown javelin, lots of stuff you could do. So default here is to play up, right? Somewhere up here, and then mirror wherever they go, right? If they try to go gate, stay gate. If they try to go mega, go mega. If they try to go off angle, go off angle. But you should play up. You don't really want to play this corner. At this point, you have no choice. But when you had a chance, you should have taken space all the way to here. Because the more space you give your team, the better. Especially when it comes to Junkrat Tire. Your team is very clump right now. 1 tire will kill them. If you play all the way up here, your teammate has the option of playing here, or here, or here, or here, or here. Like, they have a lot more space, or like up here. They have a lot more space to dodge tire and shoot it down. So you want as much space as possible. Don't clump. Again, take opportunities. Like, don't you like wait for them to get very, very close before you start shooting. I would always be peeking out here and being like, okay, when's it coming, and start shooting the gate to start building ult charge, because I want to get ult as soon as I possibly can. So again, if you're taking some pressure, it's better to use spin than fortify. Right? So you're clearly like, oh, they're putting a lot of damage on you right now. I would wait until Junkrat. At this point, I'd probably spin. I would spin just to be able to maintain this position, get healed up, and then keep shooting. You pop fortify, which is a mistake. You go for the Ana, which is okay. I think, again, you're pretty far from cover right now, and you can get yourself low. You really need a cover here, or the cart. Okay, you're thinking about ulti. Okay. So, number 1 is recognizing your position. Okay? They're still behind this corner, so ulting right here reduces like who on your team can actually see them and help with this fight. So I would prefer that you waited for them to engage in a little further. Like, you want to ult here, not ult here, if that makes sense. And those few meters of distance can make a difference for sure, number 1. Number 2, generally people spin in to ult. You want the full spin distance. You don't want to get it from, you see how you get like kind of blocked in the middle? And now you have to walk forwards. You usually die for this. Typically you would get super hard punished for what you just did walking forwards. I do not recommend this. Usually you want to clean spin in and then be able to pop ulti. If you get blocked by the enemy Orisa, I probably wouldn't ulti. Third, you ulted everybody in? Great. So the break point for killing a 200 health hero, assuming they don't get any other healing, is 160. It's about 160%. So each percentage equal to 1 point. So in this scenario, right, you're saying, hey, who can I possibly kill here? Well, you can kill potentially the Genji. You can potentially kill the Mercy. The Orisa's like somewhat low, but you know, who knows how that's going to play out. So you start ulting, great. And you should be looking at what they all end up doing. Looking at yourself, I never look at myself when I'm doing this, because there's almost no scenario that you die here. So you pop at 116, despite the fact that if you watch the Mercy, right? So she tries to use Guardian Angel here, and she messes it up. I think that's what happens. Oh, I guess she just jumps. Because her jumping actually uses her wings. I think you could have held longer, right? I think you could have held another second longer for a little more damage. And you notice that now that you don't have Fortify or Spin, you're in big trouble and you get burned down here. So I think that overall, I would say this is not a good ult. This is not a good time for this ult. It's not a right position for the ult. You could have gotten a little more value by waiting a little bit longer before popping it. And after you pop it, because you've used your previous abilities, you're going to get burned down really quickly. You should have really recognized, like, I cannot get a kill here and leave. But fundamentally, you just wasted this ult. It's lucky that your soldier was able to kill the Orisa, who gets rest. So it actually would have been better if you had not ultied at all. Because I think that ultimate actually made things worse for your team. Like, yeah, you technically forced out res, but that's not that big a deal. So, if you see that junk flying through, and there's not a ton you do, I would try to shoot him out of the air. Because he's clearly trying to go somewhere, you know? And so putting any damage on him to help him win a 1v1 against whoever he fights the fighting would be great. That's fine. So again, you know, don't be afraid to use a stationary spin just to maintain position and reduce some of the damage pressure. Junkrat's pretty much always going to fire 5 grenades. If you spin at the start of it, they use a bunch of the damage. Right, you pop Fortify, you don't need it. You don't need Fortify right now. You still have spin. I would say almost never should you pop Fortify if spin is available. Unless you have a specific purpose for what that spin is going to do. Right? She's clearly going for an ulti. Right here. Right? She starts going in. I immediately pop spin and I get in her face. Because I don't want her to ult my team. Okay? Every Orisa does this. Is that they pop spin, they use the speed boost to get close to the enemy team, and they pop ulti. I don't want her to do that, so I want to cut her off. You should use spin to bounce her back. Now you're bouncing her into your team. And then this is going to happen. So watch it from third person view. Like, as soon as she does this, I'm like, yep, that's going to be ulti. Don't step out of her way. That's really important in the recent matchup, is don't let her get past you, because this will happen. She spins, right? But she honestly did it from way too far away. Then you spin her into your team. She doesn't ulti here because she's like, wait, I'm too far away. Then you spin and see how you just keep pushing her towards your team quickly. And then your team's like, wait, what? And then you end up getting your team killed here. They had Blade anyway, but... And then you end up only getting, as I said, 2 fights. You would have gotten 3 fights if you fought them at the gate, which would have bought at least another 30 seconds on the clock. Alright, attack. Don't shoot the Genji. Shoot the shield though. She definitely shoots shield. Sigma shield does not have a lot of health. Definitely shoot Sigma shield. So one thing to think about here is the way that you win this is that you get wide. Don't run straight at them unless you have spin. You want to get wide to create more angles for your team to use, and then start moving forwards. That's fine. Yep. You know, he forced it out. So when he's doing this, I would take the opportunity to walk forwards and get close and try to get an angle at the Mercy or to kill the turrets, because he can't hurt you when Grasp is up. So the second I see this, the Junkrat's out of position, pop spin and run forwards. Because the Junkrat's clearly way out of position and he should die for this. At higher levels, he's dead like instantly here. So you need to spin and run forward just to make sure that he doesn't die. I don't know what this Junkrat is doing. Alright, so you know the Sigma doesn't have rock and you know the shield is low. Now is your opportunity to shine. So you're going to come through here. The Sim's close. I would probably try to Javelin her first. I pop Fortify, 1, because you're going to be low here. And you know you're going to be fighting an extended match, like battle right now. So Mercy's down, I pop Fortify, I try to kill a Sim with Javelin, right? If she stays close, I kill her, otherwise I kill the turrets. Right, you pop Fortify too late, so you end up taking a ton of damage. Right, you've already taken 200-ish damage right now, and now you pop Fortify. But now it doesn't give you much value, because it basically doubles your remaining health, but you had so little remaining health that it's not very valuable. You have to kill turrets, right? Shield's about to break, don't worry about it. Your Zen walks forwards. Zen taking space over here. How did he even get there? Did he jump from the top? Yeah, he must have jumped from the top. Wait, but how did he get to the top? No, he just walked through. Huh. Anyway, so your team, you notice, feels the fact that they're like, wait, we can win this fight. Right now, you should be spinning forwards into the Symmetra. It does 100 damage for spin, don't forget, which is a lot. It's half of Squishy's health. So you don't even have to aim. Just spin her into a wall and then shoot slash javelin. Just spin her. Spinning is the most consistent attack you have. Like, you cannot miss with spin. So for pesky, like, thin heroes like Symmetra, just spin them. Alright, you capped. So what's your job from here? Well, you can start farming some ult charge, but I would think, hey, where's the cart? Where's my team? Can my team actually help? Somebody needs to be on the payload, which is unfortunate. So right now, you think, okay, I need to take high ground. And you don't really want to fight the Zarya, because she's going to build charge on you. Don't throw Javelin, I would say basically ever on Zarya, unless you know both bubbles are down. So, because she can easily farm that fortune. So I would shoot her here, right? I know she's going to have bubble number 1. Yeah, we haven't seen her use any bubbles. So I'm going to bait out bubble number 1, right? So she'll shoot a bit until she pops bubble. Then I stop shooting. I definitely don't pop Fortify here. Yeah, you're fine right now. Yeah, I may guess it's okay. You were like sort of low. Okay, you bait bubble number 1, shoot her, bait bubble number 2. Genji goes in. The second Genji goes in, I turn, right? And I start looking for a Javelin kill. Don't need it because he dies the trap. I don't know if you were aware of that. Yeah. No, you can keep fighting. This is good. Like, just bait the second bubble right now and you can kill her. Right, shoot. Is she not, does she already use it? No, she hasn't used it. She's just holding it, right? So just keep shooting her. Now hold, right? Pop spin right now to make sure you don't take any extra damage because you're purple. So you need to pop spin and then you need to back spin and then back up this way. Because Zarya might still kill you, but pop spin too late. Spin doesn't work against beam, but it does stop the Junkrat and the Ana from shooting you. So now you need to do this all over again, which is unfortunate, right? You should assume the Zarya has 2 bubbles, try to bait out the bubbles. Oh, she got trapped. Here's bubble number 1. Ugh, stop. Always assume the Genji's gonna deflect, right? Again, you don't need Fortify now. I know you got low, but you're in your backline with your supports, and you're in cover. So you don't need Fortify right now. Not having Fortify is a big deal. It's gonna make it very hard to win this fight now. So you shoot the Zarya. Get ready to spin here as well. You gotta shoot the Zarya more. That is a very lucky kill on the junk, and frankly pretty random. I think he eats like a spam. Yeah, I don't think you were aiming for the junk. I think that was a lucky kill. Alright, yep, just spin here, that's fine. Alright, now walk forward and kill her. A rare time where I would say actually targeting the tank is a better idea. But that's fine. Okay, walk through them. Yeah, keep going. Spin. Alright. Unfortunate. Go for the Ana. So your backline gets killed. Oh, Nano Blade goes off. That's what happens. So again, I like basically cannot hear sound right now because of the replay situation. So they baited Trance because of grab. That's really unfortunate. Again, I think this is a good grab because you're not doing a good job taking space. And you're not doing a good job taking space because you're kind of burning your cooldowns. So imagine coming back here. Right. So I would say a combination of not using abilities well and also just not targeting her. Right? So right now, just keep targeting her. She's discorded right now, so she's taking bonus damage. Just keep attacking her right now. You stop attacking, you're like, oh, let me just start attacking the backline. No, right now, just keep attacking her. She's discorded, she's in your face, she doesn't have bubbles, presumably, because she's not popping them. Yeah, she doesn't have bubbles, just keep shooting her right now. And then that will force her to not just kind of walk next to you, right? You see how she's like, oh, I guess you're not attacking me? Then I'll just keep targeting your team. You have to attack her to force her back. She's overextended. She's way around the corner. You had to keep attacking her. So if you kept attacking her, she would have backed up, potentially thrown a bad grab, potentially giving you a chance to eat grab, because you can eat grab with spin and completely nullify it. And then that doesn't force trance, right? Because he trances because of grab, which is reasonable. And because he's forced his trance, then when Nano Blade comes out, there's nothing that the team can do to stop him. Alright, so after trance, I do want to see if there's an opportunity for you to push and kill Genji. Right, you're attacking, shooting. I think you should recognize from sound that the Genji is still in your backline and not have pushed this. I think you should have stayed this corner and try to deal with the Genji. Blades out, and then this is all over from here. Just die as soon as possible. Like you cannot ignore the Zarya. I know she has bubbles, but you cannot ignore the Zarya. This is a spin that doesn't do anything. Right? You're fighting one beam hero and one projectile hero who's behind the cart when you start the spin. The spin's not doing a thing. Just shoot the Zarya. Don't go for the Genji. The Genji's not gonna die. There's like no way. He's being pocketed and he is deflect. There's no chance to kill the Genji. Just you have to shoot the Zarya. Right? It's like you see how the Zarya's like, if you're gonna ignore me, then I'm gonna ignore you and kill your backline. But she's doing a much better job killing your backline than you're doing killing her backline. Again, your javelin I think here gets absorbed by shield, by bubble rather. Yeah, you see it stick into the side of the bubble. That's where it goes. And then you run forwards and you pop ulti. This is not a good ulti because you're super low, but it's gonna work anyway. It's very lucky. We'll take it. I'm shocked that this worked. Because you got down to 39 health. I do not think you should have done this. I think they easily should have died. When you pop it, then you're only at 100 health, which is really 200 health, but nobody can miss you. They really should have killed you right now. I think you could have even held that longer to get the kill. Right? I think you could have waited just a little bit longer. Go for the Ana, which is good, and kill the Mercy. And then now you must kill the Zarya. Just don't hold back. You're like, just kill the Zarya. Like, don't let her get away with charge. Right? Like, let's look at the overhead to see how confusing this is. So you pop in, you somehow don't die, great. You kill 2, excellent. Right? You shoot. Again, it's like you and the Moira on the Zarya, plus the Baptiste, plus the Hanzo. The Genji is like in the back line, but like not really a problem, right? Junk gets another kill, and the Zarya is just like, okay, she just walks away. Because you're just letting her get away. Take too long to don't go for the Genji. I would have thrown that long distance javelin, because you can see she's just backing up in a straight line. Right? She's moving left to right, so I throw the javelin right here. And go for the javelin kill, which would have hit her, and then would have been a kill. Kill Zarya finally. Yeah, I would say in general, you shouldn't be turning the Zarya with the Genji. I think your number one problem is actually you're not dealing with the Zarya. I think you're getting too distracted by the Genji to not deal with the Zarya. You have to shoot the Zarya, like eventually. Force out the bubbles and then kill her when the bubbles are down. Right? Because when her bubbles are down, if you're shooting at her, she has to either back up or commit and win the fight. And if she doesn't have energy, she has no chance of winning the fight. Okay. Zarya's here. This is a great example. Zarya's way out of position, right? So I would not have spun there. The reason being is she's currently overextended and no supports can heal her. I assume there's going to be supports coming out of these doors, and if I push her backwards, then they'll be able to see her. So I don't think that's a right call. I think you just shoot her. Right, now she popped bubble. She's so low that I would just shoot the bubble at this point, but okay, very good tracking there. She's dead. Flanks are all dealt with. Now it's time to stuff the doors. Now you need to fortify there. When Genji does deflect, do spin. Right here. Spin goes through deflect and damages him. So just spin, deal damage, and he's going to be forced to dash away. Right? He would be dead right now if you were spinning. Right, don't go too far in. That's fine. Kill Mercy. Yep, great. Take it. Right, you're up 2. Go for headshots. Especially when she's trapped, go for headshots. At close range, you should always be going for headshots on all heroes. Right? See right now? You should be going for headshots this entire time. Just trapped so she can't move. I would be aware of Tyre, because you have not seen Tyre in forever. You're like reasonably decent at killing Tyres. So Zarya's coming in. When she comes in like this aggressively, Grav is coming. Right? Because normally she plays back. When she runs in like this, I can tell Grav is coming. I start shooting her right away. And I try to maintain distance. I don't want to be up in her face. I want to be like this far away, shooting and backing up. Why? I want to give myself as much... First of all, the shooting is to pressure her into doing something. She must either back off or she must pop Grav. A. B, the reason why I want a little bit of distance is so I have time to react to when she throws Grav. Right? If I play up close and she throws Grav, it's really, really hard for me to do that. It's impossible, functionally, for me to stop the Grav at point blank unless I just guess. But at this distance, I can react. I can look at when she pops Grav and see it come out, and then I can eat it. Number 3 is if I'm playing close, she can walk by me and grab behind me, which I don't want. So right here, stop the Zarya. She jumps. Jumping is also a really good tell that she's about to grab. Lots of Zaryas, in order to make it easier to land it on the ground at the spot they want, jump before grabbing. So, Grav's out right now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So you should have been stuffing her at this point. One, you shouldn't have let her get this far to begin with, A. But B, once she's this close and I understand my team's right here, I spin into her face because I want to give my team time to scatter. Spinning will buy me 2 seconds to scatter for my team, assuming she doesn't grab. So either eat the grab or let my team escape. Right after you get grabbed, your instinctual reaction should be to spin right now. Yep. Eat all the spam. Okay. Fortify. Kill it. You should javelin the Zarya and kill it. No, don't jump right now. You're like trying to body block your team, but your goal here is like the time for blocking is over. Just kill the Zarya, right? You javelin on the wall, that's 100 damage. You shoot her in the head during that, that's at least another 100 damage. That's 200 health right there, and you only need to burn down 200. So you should have been attacking that. All right, your team's dead. You should just die. Damn, this is a long game. Again, don't throw javelins when Zarya when you don't see bubble, or rather when you don't know if she has bubble. Right? She just gets 80 damage, which is a good chunk of ult charge. That's like 16ish ult charge, something like that. 18ish ult charge. 16. All right, so you decide to do this. You spin here, which I don't think is a great call because the Zarya is already out of position. Right? She's too far forward right now. I just want to shoot her, and then when she gets over here, I want to javelin her into the cart. Try to always get the wall pin with javelin because it does more damage and it stuns them. So you do spin right now, which means you're going to be vulnerable. Now you're forced to pop fortify, which I think is reasonable because you're being slowed by the Mei. Mei's nanoed. You're going to pop ulti here, but I don't think this. I personally don't think this is a good ulti, but it's going to work somehow anyway. So the reason why I don't think this is a good ulti is because I haven't seen them use any mobility cooldowns, so I think that they're actually going to be totally fine. Right, they should have Guardian Angel, etc. Everything else. They have Mei block here. Mei could have also used Wall to stop this, I believe. It goes through barriers, but it doesn't go through like shields, but it doesn't go through line of sight. So Wall right here, like left, right here, would have saved everybody. They also have bubbles, which they could have used to save people. I think you got very lucky that this was worked. This is like silver 5, right? So I think at higher ranks, this would have gone very poorly, and you would have just gotten wiped. I think you're looking for a better opportunity than that when you see other things being used, and or you're not low health and are purple. I'm gonna count this. All right, so I'm gonna fast forward just in the interest of time to play the very end. Let's see, what is the current situation? Where do you need to move the cart? Damn, how far do they move it? Oh, okay. So they only got 39% on the card. Okay, good. 3-3. Ready. I would know that if I just looked up top. All right, so you're coming out. I wouldn't take this route. I think that you should be the one to peek this angle to figure out if anybody's gonna get insta killed here, right? Don't take the inside route, which is gonna be a little slower. You see, like for example, if there's a Hanzo, Widow, whatever, she just gets instantly killed. That's why you should peek this first. Shoot shield down. Always shoot Sigma shield down. Sigma shield is very, very weak. You should shoot the Sigma down shield right now. Right, help burn the shield down. Again, you try to open with spin. This is not a good call. Like you need to have a little more patience, right? You need to scout. Like, what's the situation? Not just spinning right away. You spin right away, but like now you get walled off, and the Symmetra turrets are here. Like you could have done all the scouting, but like, okay, number 1 they have a Symmetra, number 2 they have a Mei. I can't just walk in here and expect myself to not get killed. It is astonishing that you don't die here somehow. You decide to run the point. I don't understand or agree with this call at all. Like, capping the point's not important. Always win team fights first. Win team fights first, then focus on the objective. Right? I think that's also a very common mistake that people at lower ranks do. Focus on killing people off first. You run to this point like as though it's overtime and you have to touch it. You have playtime. You have a minute and a half. It's fine. Just after this, kill the Sigma. Right? Kill the Sigma. Kill the Mercy. Kill the Symmetra. Anything that is not running to the point. That's a mistake. You should recognize that you hear the Ana on your left. You hear and see the Ana. You saw her when you rotated. You should kill the Ana right now. That should be your target. You ignore her. You're trying to go for the Sigma still, and you feed him a ton of temporary health. Yeah. This was a one fight that you just threw. individually. I am very sorry to tell you. Um, this was like a virtually guaranteed win that you kind of made all the wrong calls here. Again, like May's dead, right? So you're up one right now. You have good position. You forced out the Sigma abilities. Like fight the Sigma, fight the Mercy. Anything here would have been fine, right? Help your team basically get through this. Slash, like javelin the Symmetra off high ground. Anything here instead of just running the point, which I don't understand. Then at this point, you still could have salvaged it by killing the Ana pretty quickly, right? You could have turned, shot her, use spin when she used sleep, knocked her against the wall and then killed her. That also would have resulted in the winning case scenario. At this point, it's gonna be pretty hard to win because you've lost 2. So I think at this point the fight is lost. But yeah, that was 100% on you. Again, don't feed the Sigma. You're still feeding the Sigma, right? And then where does this javelin go? Okay, it just goes behind it. Shoot the Sigma shield. So when he does that at close range, assuming you're this far extended, I pop Fortify. I pop Fortify and I commit. Why do I commit? I know he doesn't have shield. I know he doesn't have grasp. I know he doesn't have rock. Okay, at this point, this is your moment. Like, this is your timing to do the things because you've saved Fortify and Spin at this point in time. So go in, right? Go for the Mercy, right? Kill the turrets for your team, right? Go for the Symmetra, whatever it is, or even kill the Sigma. But in this scenario, he's being double pocketed, so killing the Sigma's not the right call. But you have to advance right now. You gotta put 4 or 5 because you're low. This is a good spin, but bad execution. So she tries to fly, you spin to knock back, which is great. Right here, when she gets blocked by this box, throw javelin, and then easy kill. So Symmetra's killing your backline. Again, let's kind of rewind. So the Symmetra's been doing the same thing over and over again, right? Where she goes here, she goes on top, and then she zaps her backline. You really need to turn around. Like, you're being zapped right now and not even like listening or paying attention to it. So I want to go even further back. Alright, so you're in there. So you don't get the Mercy kill. At this point, you should hear the Symmetra zapping you and then turn. I know it probably sounds like the turrets, but you have to kill the Symmetra right now. Because your poor supports are like, what the heck? Like, your Baptiste is shooting her instead of healing you. That's why you're not going to kill you. Yeah, you just have to... The sound awareness here is not really there. He goes a Winston, which is actually really good against this comp. When you dive up here, you don't want to take damage. Like, you're not a long-range hero. Don't go here. Go wide where you take damage. You see how you just take 100 damage here? You don't need that. You don't need to. Just play close, right? Dive out. Play close. Wait. Come out. Go top. Clear this Symmetra. Don't peek now. Don't peek now. It's not the time. Like, you need your team. You have 25 seconds. Plenty of time. You need your team. You need to get healed up to full. Right, get healed up to full. You're not healed. You're clearly not being healed. And then, okay, now you get it. But now you're walking out in the open, so you're taking more damage again. And now you're 360. And the most important thing that you need to do, which is to jump on the Symmetra and force her back, you're not doing. As Winston, you have to change your playstyle. You're not a frontline hero. Okay? You can't think, I can walk it down main, put down a bubble, and it's going to help my team. No. Just all you do is jump top. Like, if you jump top right here, Symmetra drops, she dies, you've won the fight. In fact, you've won the game at that point, most likely. You deciding to walk through the middle and put this bubble down for no reason is not good for your team. Okay, so clearly you need a lot of practice with Winston. I think you're trying to land on top of a bridge, which would have been the right call. I think that's what you're trying to do, but I think that you probably haven't played a lot of Winston, so you don't know how far this will send you. And you're like, oh shoot, and then you land in like the middle of nothing, and then you're gonna get blown up. So, also, alright, so you're going to do the jump. So, you obviously should have gone for the Symmetra. You could easily beat Symmetra on a one-on-one, it's no problem. Right, then you go back here. You're at 40 ammo right now. You really should reload. You choose not to reload. You're at 38. You still don't reload. Now you're in on the Sigma, which is like good. He's like discorded, so it's okay. But you only have 30 ammo now. So you're going to run out of ammo so quick. You're forced to reload. And then you bubble, but everyone just ignores you to try to kill everybody else. Like, you're not making any space. You see how, like, literally they're like, okay, there's a Winston on us. We're just going to ignore this. Because you're not doing enough damage. Right? And you're not doing enough damage because your mechanics aren't there. For a variety of different things. Number one, just simply not reloading reduces the amount of damage you could have done. A. B, this bubble is not in a good spot. Because it only protects you. But you don't even need that much protection. You're basically full health right now. and you have hard cover right here. So they just ignore it and they shoot the Pharah in the sky. So now you're basically kind of abandoning your Pharah. And then number 3, when you jump here, your jump is off target. So I think maybe you collide into the sign. I can't tell if you collide the sign or is it actually just a very short jump. Yeah, you collided the sign. Either way, I think that was still too short of a jump. So you have to aim up. I would go here so I can make sure to clear the sign and then land. That's actually too much arc. Right from right here, I want to go up and then down into them. So you'd want to land dead center in them. Do the 50 damage. Do the melee cancel for 80 damage, probably on the Ana. And then keep zapping. Again, you stop zapping here for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Zap, zap, zap. Why do you stop zapping right now? You know, it's like that's your moment. Now you're at 47 ammo. You need to reload. You're kind of looking around. You're clearly lost right now. You definitely did not need to go Winston to win that. I think you could have won that on any tank, but you definitely could have won it on Orisa just by being more aware of when people are like on top of you, like zapping you. So the first fight for sure you guys should have won. I mean that time you just kind of ran off to the point for no reason. This fight over here you should have won as well. You should kill the Mercy, right? Now you should kill the Symmetra. These are not like hard kills, right? I think you did almost all the hard work already. These are the easy kills. The Symmetra point blank should be an easy kill for you. It's not really an aim issue. It's actually more of a, I would say, a decision-making issue. Okay. So, in summary, what would I say? I think this is really good. I think this all shows a lot of progress. I would expect you to keep climbing for sure. I think you're probably going to climb to at least high silver pretty quickly. Because I think you have a pretty good overall understanding of the game. I think the nuances are the things that are escaping you, like exactly where you should be standing. I think you're not playing close enough to cover. I think you're still using abilities when you don't really need them. And I think your Winston play is significantly worse. And so you should decide, like, do you want Winston to be part of your hero rotation or not? Because your Orisa play is probably like high silver, right? Maybe even like low gold in the near future. But your Winston play looks like mid bronze, if that. So the problem is if you keep climbing as Orisa, then what do you do about Winston? Because if you play Winston in higher ranks, like let's say you get to low gold in your Orisa or even Orisa Sigma, and you play Winston, you're going to completely throw the game. So if you're like, I want a diverse hero roster, I would start playing all of your heroes roughly evenly now. And just accept the fact that some heroes you're going to be worse at as you improve them up. That would be a lot easier than trying to come back and play them later in comp and then really struggling with them. That would be my advice. That's what I did is, you know, for various periods of Overwatch, I was just obviously better at certain heroes than others. And then I, like, quote unquote, like took a break by basically one-tricking one hero to get really, really good at it. And as part of that, I usually dropped a bunch of SR or MMR, whatever it is now. I dropped a bunch of ranks while I was playing that hero exclusively because I couldn't play it at that level of my other heroes, and then brought it back up. And as a result, I now have a very strong stable of heroes I can play at a high level. But it takes commitment to do that. So I would advise you, again, if you want to play more tanks, if you want to get good at them, play them all like roughly evenly now. And then that way you can build them all up roughly evenly. And especially if you play a tank and you're like, wow, that was a really bad game with them, play the tank again, right? If you play a good game, then you'd be like, okay, I can play another tank. But if you play a bad game, keep playing that tank because it's not going to... Playing other tanks that you're good at, I mean, obviously fun included, but playing other tanks that you're even better at is just going to make games harder for the tank that you're bad at. Anyway, back to this. I would say overall, I think you are on a path to climb. 1, 2 is your your positioning, like big picture positioning of like where should I be standing, like default spots, etc., is off. 3, ability usage, like using them when you don't necessarily need to. And then 4, your in-fight decision-making, like once it gets in there, is not that good. So for example, just like wandering away, like you have some questionable moments where it's just like, wait, I don't even know what the thought process is here as to like why you decide to suddenly wander away and do that. And I would say 5, I think your sound awareness can be a little better. I think there's multiple opportunities where like there's an enemy who's very, very close to you that you could kill that's making footsteps or shooting you or shooting someone else, and you just kind of ignore them. So yeah, I mean overall, I think this is really good. So I think you're definitely on the right path. Hopefully this is helpful.